API design. Okay.
Yeah. So let me give you overview of this structure first. Okay.
Ah,
So this is an identity service. Okay. This is a
ah,
microservice. Similar to that, we have many microservices.
right.
And this is a domain driven design of the microservice, where
Ah,
each microservice is designed specific to its domain, and it has all the APIs related to that domain only.
ah,
Okay. So this particular microservice identity service will have all related to identities of a user.
okay.
That could be a system user or normal customer or any users who is going to log in through the postman or through the application
Ah,
in the UI. So now it has not only managing the identities of user ID password, also it manages the roles, permissions, okay, and contact details, etc.
okay. Okay.
So what you can do is now in this whatever folders you have, you see. So we have maintained the API design. So click on API design. So you have to learn how you need to do API design.
Hmm.
So what happens is when you are going to develop any particular page, let's say you are going to develop a login page.
Ah,
Okay. So you have to think through what are the different APIs are required to integrate with UI.
okay. Okay.
So let me ask the question so that it will be more interesting. In a login page, what are the different APIs you may need?
Hmm.
Can you tell me?
So usually it's uh, for the validating the username and password is one thing,
Yes,
and
one is
authentication
server
is,
side validation. Yes.
yeah, server side validation is one thing.
Hmm.
Then afterwards, authenticating the username and password is the second API.
Yeah.
Then once if it is successful, means redirecting to the new page that we can combine into
Respective page.
two
Yes.
APIs is enough. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. And along with that, if you have a captcha, then captcha also there could be different
there could be different. Yeah,
different
generating
API.
capture, refreshing capture.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Then if you are integrating with, let's say, Facebook login, or
Hmm.
you are integrating with the LinkedIn login, right, Google login, then for
Yeah.
that also you might have a different
Some
implementation of
services,
APIs.
SAML services or some sort
Correct.
of services.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like that, we first identify for a particular page or requirement what are the different APIs are required.
Huh.
Okay. Then we segregate that will they belong to the same domain or same microservice. If yes, we just put them into that category.
Okay.
Then we
Okay.
will have a independent microservice based on those which is going to provide these all APIs.
Right.
Now, if you see this for every APIs, those are the endpoints we have written in the left side. So you have permission, keep coming down. What is the file name for this?
GTS permission
Permission
services.
service. So permission API has a all these
Get permission.
different
Get
APIs. So we first write down the endpoints. So go up.
no,
So let me
this.
define different components of it. Right? So endpoint is must. So you have to define a very good standard endpoint.
Huh.
Okay, that is must, and there are certain specific details and standards which is required for a good developer or a lead.
Huh. Huh.
It is something like if you don't follow a particular format and path, then what will happen there will be a lot of ambiguities in future, and it will be difficult when you expose these APIs for different consumers.
Okay.
When I
Okay.
say consumer, it could be your own UI, it could be different customer, it could be another application who wants to use your API.
Okay. So
So
either
we have to.
we can document through this Excel or we can use some
So
Confluence or
we are
some.
following Excel. You can follow whatever you want.
Uh-huh. No,
Okay.
no, general practices.
General
This
practices
will-
when we are doing the initial implementation, the design, we can do it
uh,
in Excel for flexibility.
uh,
After that, when you are writing the code, then automatically these documentations will be generated through Java doc, kind of Java doc. So we say them as Swagger.
Swagger, correct.
So Swagger documentation will automatically generate this API documentation.
Right.
So that is about the endpoint, and then this is the functionality. Then for every API, you will have all these CRUD operations. So
Yes.
post, put, get, delete, all operations. Okay, these all operations will be there. Now, for each operations again, what we are going to do is have a different kind of data set. Go in the top column name. So how the request JSON should look like for that particular request, and then what is the condition. So for this post, there could be so many different expected and result and the given input. There would be many success scenarios, different test cases, and also there will be many failure scenarios. Okay, so those are the conditions. So success scenarios and failure scenarios we mentioned, and for each of them, what is the request payload and what is the response payload
Response. Yeah.
that we mentioned. So API design is a must to have quality and skill for a lead,
Huh.
because the lead has to define this, and they need to give one API to the developers to develop.
Right.
Okay, go a little bit more to right side. So each API whichever you develop, you should create mock API also, because when your Java development is in progress, UI team cannot wait for you. That until it is completed, he has to wait. No, you have to provide a mock API so that UI team can use that mock API and complete his work. And
Right.
afterwards, when your original API is ready, they will just replace the endpoint from mock API to real
How
time.
to generate this mock APIs?
Yeah, so there are different techniques, different frameworks. So
Huh.
that also I will teach you in the upcoming classes.
Right. Right.
Okay, then normal, like testing will happen and QA is passed or not. You can capture comments. Go off and to the top right side, top right. Sorry, top left. Okay, so here you have that application. What is the other? Can you expand that column a little bit? Row number 1, 2, 3. Can't see. Mock base URL and application base URL. So you need to understand the difference between the endpoint versus base URL. Okay, so the
Huh.
base URL is nothing but your domain and the port,
Correct.
combination of that, which is common across all your services.
Right.
So customer,
Postman.
it might be different from different people, customers, but your endpoint will be same.
Mm.
So that is why endpoint is separated out from the base URL. Okay, so this is about API design. So any doubt in API design?
No.
So also when you do the API design, at that time you have to think these all are CRUD operations. So it is integrated with database. So you need to do a very good database design now.
Right. Data
Okay.
modeling and the data.
Correct. So let's go to the folder structure again. So once API design is done, then do your database design. So here actually we have for users flexibility, we have put it in the initial version, draft version we create using Excel.
Mm.
The table name, columns, then data type, whether it is nullable, primary key, foreign key, or unique key or not.
Right.
This is also very good skill, database design, because for any application, if API design, database design is not done well, then that application might be cracked
Correct.
afterwards.
It leads to code can be refactored at any point of time, but if data modeling is not well, it can lead to a lot of integrity issues, lot of redundancy. Yeah, it's a big problem actually. I
So
agree.
in our training, whenever right now I'll give you around 5 to 10 microservices just to explore.
Ha.
Just run and learn, explore and learn. Afterwards, I will give you to develop something new, so that you will become self-capable to develop some microservice of your own.
Right.
So now, okay, once DB design is done, then you generate the scripts and create the, all, scripts. That could be your table script, or it could be your insert statements and other
Context
things.
scripts, yeah, seeded scripts as well. Yeah. Once after
Then
that,
Postman collection.
yes, Postman collection, yeah.
Postman collection will, once APIs are ready, okay, or when you are developing, it should go parallelly. When you are developing, you will be testing them. So always
Mm.
create a Postman collection and create the APIs in Postman, so that
Mm.
you can import them and you can reuse them always.
Mm.
So we
Okay.
have a very standard Postman collection with all different scenarios. So you all in the Excel file, whatever scenarios you see, right,
Huh.
in the
Huh.
API design, for each scenarios you should create one Postman collection
Postman
entry.
collection. Okay.
One entry will be there. So all those entries you will see. You can see here two files are there. Okay,
Huh.
expanded. So one is for AWS Dev, and another is for local. So local we use, so that only by changing the domain name you can
Domain name.
just.
Yeah.
These are
Then
DB steps. Then you have your code. Now let me explain the code little bit. So first go to your pom.xml. Okay. So here is a normal. You have all the
huh.
entries.
Huh.
Okay. Here couple of special informations will be there related to AWS Lambda and how you create the zip file and all. So that I will explain in the upcoming class,
Huh.
coming sessions. Okay. Right now I will give you the lighter part of it so that you can at least bring them up and test the APIs and explore. Then you have the assembly folder under src. Open that bin.xml. So here these entries are related to integration with Lambda, that is in AWS.
Okay. So, what is the use of this?
Yeah, so do you know about AWS Lambda function?
No, no, no. I
We
never
will
know.
show you. Then let's leave it for now. So
Oh,
this is like we create Lambda function and we integrate and we create the automated deployment in AWS. Okay.
okay.
So it is the code which will basically instruct the AWS Lambda which class to pick up, where to find certain resources, all kind of thing.
Okay, okay. So Lambda function is the one like it will identify the changes and do the automatic deployment. For that, we have tried some script.
This is just a XML file to pull some configuration details. There
Ah,
are a lot more to do about it. I will explain one by one.
okay, 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 sure.
Then open that resources folder. Okay. Open the application YML. Properties and YML both we had used. This was for demo purpose, but
Oh,
YML is used for certain properties, and also dot properties is used for the other properties. If you see your database entry details are here.
okay,
So this is important. So you need to change your database configurations as per your need.
okay,
So
okay.
now that you will be installing
What is the use
MySQL
of?
database,
So already we have property file. No, what is the use of YML file?
this is also one way of configurations and deployment. So for deployment, YML is more flexible. So like
Huh,
we have NPM and Yarn kind of different deployment tools, right?
huh,
So some tools use YML.
huh.
So nowadays, more people are using YML because it is more flexible and it is being well integrated with all latest technologies like Kubernetes and Ansible and all.
Okay.
Hmm.
So it is also separated as a key mentioned as key value pair only, no?
It is kind of a key value pair, but it has a special format also. If you see, it's under Spring, you have JPA and then properties, but they are in a proper structure with separated by a tab, something like that. They are not in the same line. So it follows a particular structure.
Okay, okay.
Give me 1 minute.
Sure, sure.
Hmm. Okay. So YML file, so your database entries you will see here.
Ah,
And then resource bundle we are not using at this moment.
right.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
entity.
I am aware.
Yeah, these are just a basic normal property file. So we have integration with OTP, email, and everything.
Ha,
Okay.
ha, ha.
And then now let's go to this under Java users. Come down a little bit. So here couple of classes you should know. Open that identity application, identity service application. So this is the main class to start your microservice.
Ha.
Okay. And then open this next class, stream handler, service stream lambda handler. Okay. So this is the class which basically calls that main class and integrates as a lambda in AWS.
Okay,
If you see that class name is mentioned here, it is identity service application in line
right.
number 21.
Ha.
Okay. So when you run the application, you bring up, right? So your execution flow in Lambda starts from here. So when
Okay,
you get some error, you need to check the logs from here onwards. If you are
okay.
not able to find, you need to put a debugger or put your logs here, and then you have to trace it out, your issues. Your execution starts here,
But the deployment happens in
AWS.
higher environments, no, not in the local. So debug, we cannot do debug, no, there in the higher
No,
environment.
local it you will run only through this identity service application. Okay,
Ah,
but when you do it in AWS, then AWS CloudWatch log you have to see.
okay, okay.
So this is where it will start, and then once it does, then you can see all your APIs will start working, which is integrated. Now you go up, see this folder structure a little bit. So you have cache, config, constraints, controllers. So you need to go to controllers to see what are the APIs you have.
Okay, this is we are using Redis template cache, is it?
Uh-huh.
What is the use of this actually?
So Redis cache we use for saving the token and
Ah,
saving the OTP.
okay, okay, okay.
So
That
user
remained.
token, and these all will go in detail later on.
Okay, okay. I will open the
Then,
computer.
one controller you open. Now open user controller. Yeah.
Right. These and all common, like how we write in our
Normal
normal
APIs.
thing. Yeah,
So these
normal.
are login based on the email, based on the contact number. So these
Hmm.
all are your APIs.
Yeah, so controller, service layer, and DAO layer will be there, and any helpers or anything will be there.
Correct.
But any some explanation over? Are we using data JPA, Bhaiya?
Yes. So this is now will be integrated with your this repository. So open the repositories folder. Open any let's say user repository. See here it is connecting with the users table.
So we have written the query here too.
Query here. Yeah.
So if I
This is
don't,
not the
there are
best way of
some,
doing. Okay, this is one of the way of doing it.
okay, if I don't, there are some places where I won't write the query at all. So how it
So
works?
directly you will do that mapping through your Hibernate.
Okay,
So in this application, since it is we wanted to make it simpler so that because focus is on microservice. So database side, it is not focused on how Hibernate works. You want to
Hibernate is
integrate with
fine. Hibernate is fine.
uh,
There are some places where I just declare the interface, but CRUD operations are happened automatically.
huh, huh.
So without writing any method inside.
No, that will be the features of that particular ORM tool.
Okay,
So
okay,
that
okay.
ORM tool basically they also do it. I mean, they will also write this raw code, but they will convert your instruction into raw code, and then they will generate the respective backend
Respective, correct.
classes, and then they will implement it.
Mm.
And that the syntax will depend based on the ORM tool which you are using.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just as
At the end,
usual.
it is like this only.
Right, right, got it, by.
So this is the repositories. Then you can open the model entities,
Yeah, these are all
some different
normal.
Ojo classes kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Open entities where you are mapping your tables. So here each table is mapped like this. You can create it as an entity.
So where is this column is mapped?
No,
Table
you
is
just define
okay.
that as a class name,
Okay, okay. It
and you
is
are
separated
saying
with underscore.
you are annotating as a table,
Right, right,
and
right.
these all properties are nothing but the class
Got it.
column.
Okay.
Okay. So you have entity, then exceptions are handled separately.
Huh.
Then you have a security module.
Yeah, I think we have to go it separately. I think it's for
So, but
security.
overall, you understand now
Yeah.
what is that microservice, how it can be run, and how to start with.
Huh.
So, you this step you do. Once that is done, then individually each one of these, we will go. So, like we are using Spring Security also. So, I
Huh.
will take a separate session where I will explain you about the Spring Security.
Right. So, as for today job, so since my setup is ready, yeah, so I have to run this MySQL and
Run the MySQL, then import the Postman collection in Postman, and then you
uh,
should be able to test it.
okay. So this current error, can you guess this is because of Java error?
Yeah,
See,
show
I'm
me the error.
setting up
I will tell you.
new IntelliJ actually, new to IntelliJ. Today, first time I'm
Better you
using it.
use Eclipse.
Okay.
If you
No, maybe
because I'm still using Eclipse, it will be easy also for
correct because the look and feel and the
me.
shortcuts I was adopted like more inclined towards there.
Mhm. Why I
This
am suggesting people to use Eclipse also is since IntelliJ is licensed, right? They won't get access to it every time in all companies.
no
If you
most free no this is free edition.
free edition does not have all features, that's the
Oh,
problem. There
so
will be
it is
many things
clearly
which you cannot
saying
do.
okay. Then I will go with the Eclipse only.
In Eclipse, you will have hundreds of libraries. Every capability you can achieve.
Ah, only thing is it little slower than this one.
Does not matter, man. We are waiting so much.
So, yeah. So Java runtime error. Okay, I will configure in
हाँ
the
ये तो
Eclipse.
नॉर्मल बात
हो
से
जाएगा, हो जाएगा. I will configure that Eclipse and this video we have to watch. No, you shared, na bhaiya.
हाँ to create the database name, user ID, password in the same way, so that it will
Ah,
be easy for us to follow up later on. Because
okay.
if you create
So,
different, then issue will be for different reason, and we will be debugging a different thing.
so our today task is microservices configuration is done.
Run the
Microservice.
microservices and microservice and run the API successfully in Postman. Once
Okay.
that, yeah, that will
Uh,
be today's task.
set up MySQL. Set up MySQL and run microservices and with Postman.
Test the APIs in Postman.
Okay, that's it. No, yeah, we'll
We'll
try
do
this
this
thing.
today
We'll
and
make sure. Yeah, we Anant also will complete this target. Then we can plan the other things.
then we will do what based on the completion of this. I will tell you next tomorrow what we are going to do.
Sure, sure, Bhaiya, sure.
Okay. Anything
Mm.
else?
Anything else? Let the recording stop. We'll discuss on